Hi, my name is Daniel. I am selling this 2017 Ram Promaster 2500, purchased in Fort Myers, Florida, and self-converted there in Florida. I think it lived most of its life in Florida. I can check the Carfax on that one, but I'm pretty sure it lived most of its life in Florida before it is here. It has 81,500 miles or somewhere in that range. So I'm going to try and give you a quick tour here. From the outside, you will see here is the fridge. Here's a big drawer. Here is the underneath of the sink, more storage, the catch for everything that goes down the sink. We have a hanging closet with 2 shelves and paper towel, spice rack, pantry, desk here with the monitor, and then the toilet is in here. A full-size bed, and then some more storage up there. I'm going to try to take you through it, but I wanted to give you a quick overview. So over here, the fridge is not actually in here right now. I keep it in use up in my apartment just to keep it working, but it works great. Runs off 110 volt power now. It used to be 12 volt. So as I said, it used to be run off of 12 volt power, but I've since started running off 110. I just find it keeps a more constant temp that way, and honestly it draws almost no power. I thought it'd draw a lot more, but it wasn't too bad. So then, if I can open this child lock here, it's on the child lock because it's a pretty big drawer. I have one big drawer. I keep my toaster, my coffee maker in here, utensils, everything. Right now it's, not lived in, so not super clean, but this would be, your general purpose drawer. I found that one drawer worked better than many, mostly because many drawers requires more space for rails or the drawer rails, or drawer slides, excuse me, and just the space in between drawers and things like that. You'd be losing inches. I'd rather have one big drawer. The fridge, not on a child lock, but on these 2 levers. You push both of them down, 1 and 2, to the whole time you're kind of moving it. So I'm gonna do that really quick. So now it's locked into place. All of these doors and things like this are on these little latches that are kind of like boat latches. You'll see them on boats a lot. Down there you've got a 6-gallon catch, a little thing for hanging stuff on this door, those little nets, and I keep my produce in there, generally a trash can, extra biodegradable toilet paper, and it appears my coffee maker's down there right now. Up here we have 110 volt plugs. There are 3 110 volt plugs. I'll get into the electrics here soon, but 3 110 volt plugs, one being here, they're all dual ones, 12 volt plug, and then this is your little switch for the RGB lighting up top, which looks really nice at night. Good low night light, and not too bright. Sink here cannot demo the water system right now, just because I have it on winter mode with coolant in there. I'd rather not run it, but it is on a water pump, electric water pump, 12 volt. It's the general one you'll find in pretty much any RV anywhere. I think it's like 3.5 gallons pressure, 3.5 psi. I don't really remember, but so in here, hanging closet. Keep my Coleman grill down there. Just happens to fit perfectly in there. But recently got an induction stovetop and induction pots and pans that come with the van. Really great for cooking. Cooks super fast. Love it. We've got the desk and the toilet here. It's a cassette toilet. The cassette toilet is, honestly, it's been great. I don't know how many gallons it holds, but I could probably use it for a week before I needed to empty it when I was living in the van. You put some Happy Campers powder in there along with this orange liquid. The name escapes me, but you can get it at Walmart. And almost no smell, super low maintenance, really easy to use, has its own water, like flush system, electric, with a battery kind of thing. If I were to pop it open, you'll see that back there. You click. Light switches are over here, so this is for the 3 lights up front. 1, 2 there, 3rd one here, and then there's one above the bed. Your light switch for that is over here next to the bed. Good for a little night light, and plenty of light for both during the day and definitely at night. This bed is a full-size bed. It's shortened by 2 inches. Actually, that 2 inches of bed is here in this pillow, just rolled up and made it into a little side pillow kind of thing. 12 volt monitor at the desk. I wanted to kind of show up here. I have the cell booster. So on the roof, there's a cell booster. It runs down here. And then you kind of put your phone here to this antenna, get a couple extra bars when you're out on BLM land. This fan here I'd hang right there. That's what those marks are from. I'd hang right there and just have that blow on me at night and have the max air fan open. Max air fan also works. It's just my roof is covered with snow right now and I have a broken wrist, so I'm not climbing up there to clean it all off. But you know, if you'd been running the van every day and living in it, especially if you added a heater to the van, you probably would not have to worry about any snow on the roof. At least not much, especially with the solar panels attracting light. Here's your remote for the max air fan as well. Here's one 10-volt plug here. There's a 12-volt TV, plugs in here, and then just uses HDMI, plug it to your computer, or if you wanted to use a Roku, things like that, all, you know, work just as you'd expect. This is your switch for the inverter. That adds one 10-volt power. Over here you'll see lights green on the thing, and if I switch my inverter off, it's off. So I leave it off, otherwise it drains power just kind of sitting out here. And right now, with the solar panels mostly covered in snow, it doesn't charge very quickly. However, when I'm running the van, which I will go ahead and do right now, this guy back here is another just storage, good for clothes. And the back of the bed has a 12-volt plug back there, and then a 110-volt plug up top for charging your phone at night. Good stuff like that. Comes with the Mr. Buddy heater as well. That's underneath the desk. Usually lives in the back. Yes, I'm going to start up the van. So 2 things I want to mention up front. One is that the windshield is currently cracked. It's a $400 replacement. I could do that for you as part of the sale. Happy to. I just have to drive down to Farmington. That's the only reason I haven't gotten it done. Also, it's winter and looking to sell, so if I didn't want to replace the windshield and have it crack again on me, so that would have been lame. So I just kind of left it. It's not really in my line of sight. You're kind of always looking below it, even at this downward angle right here. So I'm going to start her up. The second thing that I want to mention up here is that the only issues I've had with the van are the coolant system. It's been fixed. It was just a small leak. I've had friends at these Promasters have the exact same leak, and it was a pretty easy repair and don't really expect it to happen again. Also got a new water pump when that leak happened, and a new thermostat. So some new things up front, along with 4 new winter tires, and something else is new, but I can't remember what. I will mention the van has had a check engine light since I purchased it. The code on it is PO420. That is for a catalytic converter, either the converter itself or the sensor. Mostly a problem if you're trying to pass emissions, that sort of thing. It's about $1,000 repair, but doesn't really affect van performance or any, there's no damage to the van and it runs perfectly. It's more about there's too much CO2 coming out of the exhaust because the catalytic converter is slightly clogged, kind of thing. But other than that, haven't really bothered to get that fixed because we don't have emissions here in Durango, and I just check it every once in a while, make sure it's just the PO420, which I checked earlier today. I think that covers most things up front. There's more details, but we'll head to the back for now so I can show how everything kind of works behind the scenes. So back here, have a shovel, but the water tank, water storage, 16 gallons of water back there in the water tank. We have a 110-volt water heater here. I use that for my outdoor shower. It also runs to the sink up front if you wanted hot water. It takes about 15 minutes to heat up and takes about 30% of battery life. This is your switch for the water pump here. I'm not going to flick it because right now just coolant's in the system and don't really want it pressurized. Up here, or pressurized anymore, I got water where I wanted it. So got the 4 AGM batteries, water and coolant. 4 AGM batteries there. It's 500 milliamp hours of battery life. Each of them is 125 amp hours. Not milliamp hours, sorry, amp hours. A 3000 watt inverter. With AGM batteries, they can only go down to about 50%, so you have more like 250 amp hours of battery. But that's pretty good. Most people that use lithium will only get, will only buy 2 batteries or one big one and have 200 amp hours. It's more than enough, especially with the battery doctor right here, which you can see is blue because it's, semi-charging. The light is blue, that's what's shining onto the wall there. We have a ship to source switch here. I meant to show you inside, but in this here, there's a little adapter so that you can plug in your shore plug here, and flips it to shore, so you have this little plug, you plug it in here, and then it goes to normal 110 volt, and then you just plug that into your house or your friend's house or wherever you're boondocking. Up here you have your fuse box with the 110 volt and 12 volt fuses in here, or breakers in this case, which is super awesome to have it all in one. I love this thing. It lights up red when one of these blows, kind of thing. 3000 watt inverter, which can power pretty much anything. Powers this 1500 watt water heater just fine. And like can run a microwave, 700 watt microwave. Or we could run a way bigger microwave than that, but I use a 700 watt microwave. It gets the job done. This is your solar panel power charge controller. So from the solar panels down to the charge controller to charge the batteries, which goes through a bus block and through our bus blocks up there. Besides that, that is most of what's back here. So I think that covers our tour of the van. It's a 159 wheelbase. Should have mentioned that. 159 wheelbase. High roof. I can stand in here. You could probably get about a 6-foot person in here. I'm 5'11", so I am 5'11", and I have about an inch there. Always have. Never really bothered me. You don't really notice it. If you were 6'1", you'd probably notice you'd be bent over a little bit. But anyway, this is the van. I call her Smokey, and she's treated me really well. I'm looking to pass her on to the next lucky owner.